The name of this book is called A Drive in the Country by Michael J. Rosen, and it's illustrated by Mark Birkenhart. Why do you think I chose this book to read to you guys? Anybody have an idea why I may have chosen this book?
Because you thought we would enjoy it.
I thought you would enjoy it. Why did I think you would enjoy it? Do you know what the word relate means? Do you know what the word relate means? Who knows what the word relate means? Chloe?
It means we can think of a time that it was similar to that.
Okay. So, thinking about what the word relate means, why do you think I chose this book? Daniel?
Because it might relate to someone who lives in the country.
How simple is that? How simple is that? We are in Butler County. Butler County. There are only, how many schools?
2,
3 in Greenville, 1 in McKenzie, 1 in Georgiana. 5 schools in the whole county. We live in the what?
Country.
Most of us do. And even if you live in town,
You live in country.
Greenville is still considered what?
A country.
Exactly. So that's why I thought you guys might enjoy this book. And that's something you can think about when you're choosing books to read. Think about something you can relate to. You don't want to pick up a book that you think you wouldn't be interested in it. Would it be fun to read if you don't think you'd be interested in it? You may flip through the book. A lot of you do that, don't you? Mm-hmm. Flip through the book, look at the words, look at how the book is set up, look at the illustration, and not really read it, but just see if you think it's something that you would like. And if you do, what do? You get it. You check it out. You read it. Okay? So, we're going to read Drive in the Country today. Sunday morning, we're driving to the country. All 5 of us in our basset hound, Shirley. She makes 6. We load up the car for adventure. My mom fills the cooler with drinks and snacks. We cram our backpacks and playing cards and jars for keeping unusual bugs in Shirley's treats and spending money, puzzle books, and comics. And now we're off. On a road that Dad insists stretches clear across the country, like the crack in the salt map I mixed last year at school. We have no destination. At least Dad won't say just where we're going. No reason to be home for supper. No place we need to reach by dark on the map that's as big as a baby blanket spread across our laps. Mom refolds its zillion folds for us. Now think about this. They're going on a drive, right? Dad won't tell them where they're going. What are they doing in preparation? What did they do in preparation for this trip?
Get prepared and get snacks and just get their stuff to go.
Okay. So what is some of the stuff they got? Who knows what some of the stuff they got? Nicole?
Dogs.
The dog, right?
Picnic blanket if they want to have a picnic.
Okay, picnic blanket.
Jars to keep unusual bugs in.
Yeah, jars to keep unusual bugs in. You find unusual bugs in the country?
Yes.
And what is Mom using to find their way to where they're going? She's using a what? Carmine?
A map.
A map. How many of your moms break out a map when they get ready to go somewhere? What do we use now?
A GPS.
GPS. So think about how much has changed from the time the author wrote this book to now. We don't even use maps anymore when we travel. What do we use again?
GPS.
GPS system. I'm going to read these 2 pages again to you. And now we're off. On a road that Dad insists stretches clear across the country, like the crack in the salt map I missed last year at school. We have no destination. At least Dad won't say just where we're going. No reason to be home for supper. No place to reach by dark on the map that's as big as a baby blanket spread across our laps. Mom refolds its zillion folds for us. Who do you think is telling this story? You think one of the adults is telling the story? Chapman, who do you think is telling the story?
I think it's one of the kids.
You think it's one of the kids? Look at the illustrations. Could you take a guess about which kid it might be? Michaela? The middle one. Why?
Okay. He's the one looking at the map.
He's the one looking at the map. What's this kid doing?
Reading the book.
Looking in the book. And then what's this kid doing?
Looking at the window.
Looking outside. So the kid that's probably telling this story is the kid in the middle that's most interested in the map that's on the page. So you got to kind of tie in the illustrations with the words when you're reading. Think about what you're reading. Put yourself in that author's shoes. If you can, if it's a book like this, figure out who that author is. And then, as you read, you'll get more from it. You'll understand more about the book. Okay? But better than anywhere, we end up where all the roads that take us wherever are back. Twisting, skinny roads with dips and bumps that make my stomach flip. With smells of hay and poop from pigs, that steamy scent of sprinkled rain on sun-baked roads, and skunks. I like the yellow lines disappearing just at the top of the hill, as if our car were lifting off instead of coasting down. I still can't figure out those slicks of water up ahead and just how they vanish. What is he talking about there? Slicks of water up ahead and then they just vanish. What is that, Hendrix?
It's just like the appearance of the road up ahead.
Okay, and what is that called when you think you see something that's not really there? Jacob?
A shadow?
It could be a shadow. It could be a shadow, but it's called something in particular when you think it's not there.
Illusion?
Illusion or a, Trisha?
Vision?
Well, yes, it's a vision, but it's called something. It starts with an M.
Oh.
Think about the desert. When you think you see water and then they get up on it and it's really not there.
Imagination?
Well, they're not really using their imagination because they think that that's what they're seeing. Anybody ever heard of a mirage?
No.
Oh my goodness. Okay, a mirage is when you're out in the desert, right? You ever see movies or whatever, and they're out in the desert, and then they think they see water, and they take off running to it, and when they get up there, there's no water. Yeah, on a commercial. Okay, that's called a mirage, and that's basically what's happening when they're driving on the road. They're riding down and up and down the hills on the road, and then it looks like it's wavy or water or something up there. But then when you get up there, it's nothing. Okay? It's called a mirage. It's not really using their imagination, but they really, really think they see it, and they just don't. Yeah.
Just like in the mornings when I wake up, when the sky's blue, I think I'm in the ocean.
You think you're in the ocean?
That's
Okay. That's a new one. I've never heard that one before. Also take note of how they use the word vanish instead of what else could they have used? Disappear, gone. Okay, but they use the word vanish instead. It sounds better in the writing. Today we're lucky. We found a lake with ducks to feed our princes and peanuts. Look, they sing. Then Shirley gets to chase a pair of mallards swimming around some kids in a paddle boat. That could have been us, since sometimes we rent one, or a rowboat to fish for the bluegill and perch. Bluegill and perch are types of what? Birds. Okay, what about mallards?
Type of food.
Mallard is a type of this is a type of duck. Okay. So, at the shallow end, there's a place to wade barefoot and balance on the slippery rocks. Under one, I catch a crawdad sleeping. I hold him while he waves his picture hello at my sister, who screams like she's afraid. She's not. Schools of minnows race between my legs. And at the farthest end, there's a waterfall with a room behind the shushing water. We sneak inside and gaze out through the blurry wall. Guess what we find at this fruit stand? Yellow watermelons and spotty gourds and milk and sugar corn on the bed of a truck. Then we poke inside its tiny store that's only got one or two of anything in the wooden shelf, plus night crawlers and arrowheads for sale, and frosted donuts, licorice, and jelly made from roses. Really? And jars of piccalilli, whatever that is. And a largemouth bass yawning in the wall. What do you think of Olmsted type of store? Where they only have just a couple of things on the shelves. There's a stuffed little fish thing on the wall. Have you ever been to any kind of old little store like that? Or seen any store like that, Jacob? You think it was his? I think it is. It might not be his dad's, but it probably is a family-owned little store. Yes. Yeah, and that's what they have, a family-owned gas stations and stores, but they don't have a whole lot of stuff. It's not like a Chevron or Shell where they have a whole bunch of stuff, but it's like one of these little family-owned places that you usually just find in the country. My little brother and I opened the map to see who can find the town with the stupidest name, like Milledgeville and Sludge in Old Peru. Name a town with a silly name. A real town in Alabama you've heard of with a silly name. Bugfield? Budgefield, all right? Pineapple. Huh? Chapman. Chapman? Oh, Chapman, Alabama. Okay, I think I've heard of that. Keyshawn? Huh? A town. The name of a town that people live in. Dawson. Who? Mville? Amville. Turkey. Anybody ever heard of Slap Out? Slap Out, Alabama. It's a real town. Look it up. Slap Out, Alabama. I think Wetumpka is a silly name. You don't think so? She does have treats for the horse, and we take turns patting his muzzle, which is softer than Shirley's ear. What's a muzzle?
A muzzle,
On a horse. It's here on the horse's face. You think they're close to where they're going here?
Yeah.
How long have they been riding, do you think?
An hour.
What are some of the things they've done on the way? Some of the things they've done on the way. They stopped at a lake, a store. Where are they now? At a barn, okay? Accounts, Volkswagen, Bugs, and Pester's dad. What does it mean, Pester? What does pester mean? To pester someone. I'm pestering Michaela right now.
Like him.
No, not really him.